Hi, I'm Scott Maxfield, the head football coach at Henderson State University. Today I'll be doing a video on our offensive passing game, which will include our three-step passing game, our drop-back passing game, our play action and action passing game, and our screen game. Hopefully you'll be able to get something out of this film that will benefit you for the upcoming season. The biggest part of our passing game is our three-step passing game. We use a slide protection where we use our back to come over the top. We make a Ricky or Lucy call with our offensive linemen to determine whether they're going to block the gap to the right or to the left. We really like this pass protection because it gives us a great opportunity to pick up any type of stunts or twists that a defensive line may give us inside. But it also gives us a chance for the quarterback to get the ball out of his hand quickly, and it's a very high percentage throw, and we take very few hits on the quarterback using this protection and these routes. The first protection I've got shown here is 30 protection, where we make a Ricky call. That would mean all the offensive linemen are blocking the gap to their right. The running back would be responsible for the end man of the line of scrimmage to the left, and he's going to try to force him outside and to try to keep him as far away from the quarterback as possible. The next we have shown here is 40 protection. Now the running back is blocking to the right. We'd make a Lucy call, which tells all the offensive linemen to block the gap to their left. Very simple to execute. We have 10 base routes that we run out of our 30 and 40. We can also use a 50 call, which is a man-to-man protection, a big-on-big protection. We use our 50 call when we're in a no-back situation in a 3x2 set. The exact same routes are used when we're in a 3x2 set as a 2x2 or a 3x1 set, but we change the protection because now we don't have the running back in there as a protector. The first route I have right here is the hitch route. On the hitch route, the X and the Z are the two widest receivers are going to run a 6-yard hitch. We teach this as a 3-step route. Most people, if they come out of their stance, 3 steps should equal 6 yards. They're going to press the outside shoulder of the cornerback, and this should be a good timing throw for the quarterback. Once they get to that 3rd step, the quarterback should have the ball there as they come out of their break. Our 2 inside receivers are going to run inside seams. They're going to try to force an inside release on the nearest defender on them, and they're going to get up the seam. If that defender flies out to take away the hitch, then they should settle down in the seam area, and the quarterback should give them a line drive throw. The quarterback's read on this route is pre-snap, he's going to read the corners. He's going to throw the shortest throw to the softest corner. If both of the corners are equal, then he'll always take the shortest throw. If we get bump man coverage versus this route, then the 2 outside receivers will convert their routes into fade routes. The next route is the out route. On the out route, our 2 outside receivers are going to run 10 to 12-yard routes. On the 10-yard point, they're going to make their break, and they're going to roll it off of their outside foot to 12 yards deep. We don't want them any deeper than this for the timing of the throw and the length of the throw. Once again, the quarterback is going to determine which one he goes to on his pre-snap read. He'll read the corners to see which one has the greatest cushion. If both cushions are exactly the same, then he'll always try to take the shortest throw. Our 2 inside receivers will take inside releases just like they did on the hitch route and try to keep the flat defender inside to open up the outside throw. If they fly to the flat to take away the outs, then they should settle in the seam area, and the quarterback should go to them immediately with a line drive type throw. Versus any type of bump or man coverage, we will stay with this route and try to beat it one-on-one and create separation on the out break. Our next route is the slant bubble. Again, we're going to try to break the slants off at 6 yards and try to make a good crisp break off of our outside foot and get inside into the inside window. Our slot receivers are going to run a bubble route. They're going to drop step, cross over, and they're going to run to the sideline as quick as they possibly can. The quarterback is going to read the flat defender, curl flat defender. If he stays back on the slant, then he will throw the bubble. If they jump the bubble, then we will throw the slant. We like this throw a lot better versus a one safety look. We do not like this throw much against a cover two or a hard corner look. We will stay with this versus bump man coverage because we feel like we have a great matchup with our two outside receivers versus a hard corner. Our next route is a vertical route. This is a route that we would check to if we had man coverage and we felt like we had a mismatch. Versus a one safety look, we're going to read the two inside receivers, either A or Y, to try to get the throw. Their landmark is two yards outside the hash. We give them this landmark where we can keep the field spread out and keep the passing lanes as open as we possibly can. Versus a one safety look, the quarterback will come out, he'll read the safety, he'll try to influence the safety with his eyes to try to get him to widen to one side or the other and then come back to the other side. We want to try to make this throw between 12 and 15 yards to the inside receivers on a line drive, try to keep as little air as possible under the football. If it's a two safety look, then we'll pick half the field and read the safety either to the right or to the left pre-snap. We'll try to get the safety. If he stays on the hash, then we'll try to throw it to X on the sideline. If he comes off the hash, then we'll try to come back inside to the A. This has been a good throw for us versus a one safety, and I like it better versus man coverage than I do against cover two. Our next route is the double slant. The double slant has been a good route for us versus any coverage. It's a great man coverage. It's good against cover two or a one safety look. Our two inside receivers are going to go up 2 to 3 steps, and they're going to break it inside, and then they're going to flatten back out and get up the field. Our outside guys are going to run the slants just like they did on the slant bubble combination. Should be at 6 yards. We're going to read the curl flat defender and try to throw it either to the left or the right. The quarterback will make a pre-snap read deciding on the leverage of the defender on our two inside receivers which side of the field he's going to throw this to. We will stay with this route versus man coverage and try to get a good matchup on one of our inside receivers versus a safety or a linebacker. Our next route is what we call our slot out. We like this versus man coverage, cover two or cover three. Versus man coverage, we're going to try to get a matchup with our A or Y on a free safety or a linebacker and try to throw it to our A or Y on their break on their third step. Versus cover two, we're going to read the corner either to the X or the Z side. The X or the Z are going to try to force an outside release and get up the sideline. If the corner carries with the X or the Z up the sideline, then we'll come underneath to the A or the Y on the out route. If the corner squats, then we're going to try to throw it to the X or the Z in the hole before the safety can come off the hash and make the play on the throw. It's very important if we make the hole throw that the quarterback gets the ball from point A to point B with a lot of velocity and get it there quickly before the safety can make the break off of the hash. This is also one of the routes that our quarterback will check to a lot versus any type of blitz coverage because this is a quick throw and we have a high percentage chance of catching this ball. Our next route is the smash route, which has been a great combination for us, especially against cover two. Here we're reading the corner in cover two. We're going to run a hitch route with our two outside receivers. We use different footwork at different time for these guys to just try to give the corners a little bit different look. But we're going to read the corner. We're going to try to high-low him with the A and the Y coming over the top with the flag route and running a 6-yard hitch route with the X and the Z. We teach our X and the Z here to take an outside aiming point at the cornerback and try to drive it as an outside number to try to widen him and try to get as much width as possible to try to open up the hole for the flag route over the top. This is another good route versus man coverage. We will check to this route occasionally versus man coverage if we feel like we can get a throw over the top to our A and a Y. We have to be very careful with our quarterback in this situation because this throw does take a little bit longer to develop. So versus the blitz, he is a little bit more vulnerable to taking a hit because he's going to have to hold the football for a little bit longer time period. but this has been a good route for us and been a very high percentage throw versus cover 2. Our next route is our inside receiver fade route. This is a route that we would never check to from the line of scrimmage except versus a man type situation. If we feel like we have bump man on our A and Y, this will be the time that we want to go to this. This will never be signaled from the sideline, and this is a throw that we may only throw 4 or 5 times in a given year, but it has produced some really big plays for us. We're going to try to simulate the tunnel screen with our X and our Z, try to give the defense that look for the corners to try to hold them down low, and then it gives the A and the Y the whole field to work with, and they can fade all the way to the numbers if necessary and let the quarterback have a large area where he can throw the football out where the receiver can run under it. But once again, this is a route that would be checked to by the quarterback versus bump man coverage only. Our sluggo route is one that we run off of our 2 route. We want to try to make this route look identical to the slant bubble route. If we're playing a team that's a 1 safety defense, then this is the route that we would go to after we've been successful with the 2 route, which is our slant bubble combination. Once we can get the corner biting down on the slant route, then we will go with the slant and go. The quarterback will give a quick head fake. He will not overextend his arm and give too much of a fake with this. Just try to get the corner to bite down on it. Then he will take an additional step back on his drop and throw it up for the X or the Z to go to. If the A and the Y get to the numbers on this route and the ball has not been thrown, then they will turn it up the sidelines on a wheel route. And we have hit them on several occasions up the sideline on the wheel route off of this route. But this is a route that would be called late in the game or 3rd quarter after we've had some success with the slant bubble combination. And it's only good if the corner is overplaying the slant route. The last route of our 3-step game is our turn route. This is one of our favorite 3rd down and 6 to 10 yard routes that we like to run. We teach our receivers this, it's just base. We teach it as a 10-yard route. But if we have 11 or 12 yards to go for a 1st down, then we will teach them to go 2 yards beyond the sticks to get themselves in a position to make the 1st down. We'll run this route versus any coverage. We feel like that we're going to look at the best matchup pre-snap coverage-wise, and the quarterback's going to try to throw this ball low and inside to the inside receivers and low and inside to the outside receivers. And once again, this is one of our favorite routes versus 3rd down and long situation or 3rd and medium. This has been a good route for us. The next part of our passing game is our 70 and 80 passing game. Our 70s and 80s is our drop back passing game. It's a 5-step drop or a 7-step drop depending on the route. The pass protection we're going to use on this is what we call a big on big protection, man, play side, and we're going to have a half slide protection on the back side. We will use our back occasionally to stay in block, and we have different calls that we will implement to keep him in on the strong side, to pick up number 1 to 2 inside linebacker to the play side, or we will use him as a backside protector. If somebody's trying to bring 4 weak on us, then we will use him as the blocker for number 4 off the weak side. We have a term to have him staying in max protect play side, max protect backside, use him as a scan protector from play side to backside, or be a free releaser and get him in the pass route. So there are several different options we have with this protection, and it depends on what the quarterback sees from the defense in the front 7, depending on what protection that we will check to at the line of scrimmage. This does put a lot of pressure on our quarterback, but if he's coached up, we feel like that it gives us the best opportunity to be able to block 4 strong, 4 weak, or any inside type of pressure that they may bring on us. Our first route, as we number these routes 0 through 9, with 3 being our tag number to implement different routes that we may want to run throughout the week against a given defense. Our 0 route is our curl flat combination. What we're trying to do here is just run the curl flat combination on the strong side. We're going to run a post on the back side, and we have the capabilities of running either X or Z on the post or X and Z on the curl. This is an easy read for the quarterback. We particularly like this route better if we were facing a one safety defense. We don't really like this versus a two safety defense unless we're getting cover 4. Our next route is a 71 and 81 deuce route. To run this route, we have to create some way a 3-man side to get this route run. This has been one of our highest percentage routes, and this is the route that we like to run on first down. It's a great ball possession route, and you should make 5 to 6 yards every time you run this. It's a very easy read for our quarterback. It gives him a lot of opportunities to get the ball out of his hand quickly versus any type of pressure also. The reads for the quarterback on this route, first thing he's going to read is Z. He's going to have a pre-snap read on Z, and we call it a yes or no read. If it's a no, then he's not going to look back at Z again for the duration of the play. If it's a yes, then he's going to catch it, and he's going to throw the fade throw to him as soon as he catches the snap. The yes situation will be if he has a corner in a position where we feel like we could beat him deep. Our X backside is going to run a slant, and he will run the slant unless he is given a hand signal by the quarterback. The quarterback has the green light in any type of pressure situation to give him any of our 3-step routes by hand signal to give him the best matchup to beat a one-on-one coverage situation. But if he does not get a hand signal, then he will run the slant. Our 2 receivers, our A and the Y, to the play side are going to run quick outs over there to their side. They're going to take 3 steps. They're going to break out on their 3rd step, and they're going to turn out and read the defense. We're going to read the defender that's lined up on the Y receiver. If he stays with the wide receiver, then we're going to throw it back inside to A. If he favors the A receiver and moves back inside, then he'll throw it outside to the Y. The running back will check protection, or he will hook up in the middle, depending on what protection we're using versus that defense. Our next route is 71 and 81B. It's very similar to the deuce route. Now we're just using our running back out of the backfield as our 3rd receiver to the play side. Once again on this route, he's going to have a yes or no decision to the Z. If we feel like we can beat him deep, it'll be a yes. If he doesn't feel like he can beat him pre-snap, it'll be a no, and he'll never look back at the Z receiver. Once again on the backside, the X receiver is going to run a slant unless he's given a hand signal that is better versus a particular leverage of the cornerback. Our A wide receiver is going to come, and he's going to take the place of the running back in our deuce route, and he's going to hook up on the Mike linebacker over the middle of the football, and he will be the 3rd progression for the quarterback in this play. Our wide receiver is going to run the quick 3-step out, and our running back is going to run a shoot route. The quarterback will read the defender over the wide receiver. If he hangs on the wide receiver, then he will give the ball to the running back. If he jumps the running back, then he'll hit the wide receiver. If the Mike linebacker overplays the Y and the Sam linebacker jumps the running back, then his 3rd progression will be come back to the A receiver over the middle. And once again, our hot throw is backside to X. Our next route is our 72 and 82. This is what we call our double whip route. Our 2 inside receivers, and we mainly run this route out of a 3x2 set, but we could run it out of any time we go 3x2 or 2x2. It's better out of 3x2. Our 2 most inside receivers are going to run what we call a whip route. They're going to take 4 to 5 hard steps inside, simulating they're running a crossing route. They're going to plant, and they're going to whip right back out. Our X is going to run a dig route at 10 to 12 yards, and we're going to try to high-low the defender over the A receiver. If he's back deep on the X on the dig route, then we'll come underneath the A. If he stays low on A, then we'll try to hit the dig route over the top. On the 3-man side, the Z receiver has got really 2 options. He's going to read the defense. If he has a 2-safety look and he feels like he can get into the middle of the field, if the middle of the field is open, he'll run a skinny post. If the middle of the field is closed by a 1-safety look, then he would convert that into a dig route. The B receiver, who's the widest here, would be a yes or no situation pre-snap, just like 71 deuce and 71 and 81B. It'll be a yes or no situation to go to him over the top. This has been a real high percentage throw for us, and this is also a throw that Against man coverage, you can get a great matchup with your two inside slot receivers and can lose them on the whip action. One of our tag routes that we use with 3 is what we call our spot route. What we're trying to do on the spot route, we have 2-man spots and 3-man spots. The one right here is the 2-man spot where we have our Z coming inside. He's going to spot up on the first, second level defender inside of him. Our slot receiver is going to run a smash route, and our running back is going to run a swing. What we're trying to do is high-low the defense, both inside and outside. The quarterback will make the decision versus what coverage we're facing, what defender he's going to read. If it's cover 2, he would read the corner on the Z to see if we could get the high-low with the Y or the B on a smash concept. If we have a one safety look and an off corner, then he's going to come inside and he's going to read the defender that's lined up over Y for the spot route or for the running back on the swing route. We have hot routes built back inside with the X and the A. The quarterback has the option of letting them run a 4 route, or he can give them a hand signal to better run a route versus a particular look that we're getting backside. We can run spot route with any receiver. We can run X spot, Z spot, Y spot, A spot, or if we're in an empty set, we could run it with our B. But there are different combinations you can use, and we also utilize a lot of different motions to run this. We like the spot route because it's a high percentage pass, and we can give a lot of different looks that are easy for our quarterback to read since he has already learned the main concept of the play, that we feel like we can go to the right or the left with this route to give us a good matchup versus the defense. Our next route is the 76-86 route. Again, we like to run this out of a 3-by-1 set is our favorite look to run this with. Our play side Z is going to run a post route, and basically our quarterback is going to look at him pre-snap to feel like if he can get over the top of the defense with the post. This gives us a chance to hit a deep ball. Since a lot of our passing game is short underneath control balls, it does give us a built-in option to go over the top. Our Y receiver is going to take an outside release no matter what the defense gives him, and is going to run a 10 to 12 yard dig route. It's very important that the Y takes an outside release to try to expand the defense to the sideline and open up the hole for the dig route that he's going to run back inside. Our A receiver, who's the number 3 receiver, is going to run a vertical seam route, and his job is try to occupy the Mike linebacker and keep him out of the window for the Y to run his dig route. Our running back is going to run a swing route, and he's also our hot receiver built into this route. To the play side here, the quarterback's going to read the defender over the Y receiver. If the defender gives depth and runs with the Y receiver, then he should throw the swing route right now to the running back. If he hangs or he tries to collision the Y or squats right there in the flat, then the quarterback should go over the top of him to the dig route. Versus any type of pressure, he will give the X receiver a hand signal to determine what route he runs. He can also check the protection to 30 or 40, or he can stay with the protection and throw the one-on-one backside to X. And this has been a really big play for us right here as our 6 route. Has probably been our most consistent drop back route. Our next route is our 75-85, which is our mesh route. Again, we will run this route out of a lot of different looks and formation, but the basis of this route is similar to a smash concept. Our Z receiver will slightly cut down his split in this look, in a 2-by-2 look, and he will run a flag route at 10 to 12 yards. Our running back will run the swing route, and we will try to high-low the corner with the smash concept with our Z and our running back. If the quarterback does not like that on the pre-snap read, then he will go inside and he will read the mesh concept between the A and the Y. The Y will set the mesh at 6 to 7 yards, and the A will come underneath him. When they come across, we want them to brush shoulders to set any type of pick versus man coverage. So if it's man coverage, he's going to come underneath to the A or the Y because we have a natural pick set up underneath. If it is zone coverage, then they're taught to sit down in either A gap, B gap, C gap, or D gap. They're going to find a hole at 6 to 8 yards deep, and they're going to sit down and read the defense, read the linebackers, find the window, and sit down in that hole. Our X receiver backside is going to run a comeback route unless he is given a hand signal by the quarterback to change his route up. The X receiver really is not a factor in this route. He's more of a decoy. So if it's any type of cover 2 or zone, the first thing we're going to read is the Z to B combination. If it's man coverage, we're going to read the mesh concept with the A and the Y coming underneath, setting the picks for each other. Our 7 route is a high-low concept, and we can run this with either XA or YZ. We will tag a letter for them to run this route. The concept behind this route is we're going to swing our back either to or away the play side, depending on what coverage we get, to try to pull the Mike linebacker either to or away from the side we're trying to throw the football to. The X is going to take 3 steps up. He's going to come underneath, parallel to the line of scrimmage, under control. We don't want him to run full speed. We want him to be under control where he can catch the football and get north and south as quickly as possibly can. Our A receiver is going to force an outside release. Unless he can't get an outside release by 10 yards, then he would work back underneath. He's going to run a dig yard at that time, and he's going to come back inside and try to find an open window. If it's zone coverage, he'll sit in a hole. If it's man coverage, he'll try to run away from it. On the back side of the route, we're going to give a hand signal of one of our 3-step routes, and our quarterback, if he likes the 3-step matchup backside of this route, then that's what he'll go to. Or if he likes the play side concept of the route, then he'll stay to the play side. So we really have a 2-way go on this play, either play side or backside, and should have a great route built in either way we go. If he goes play side, then we're going to read the defender over the A receiver. If the defender carries the A receiver and turns and runs with him, he will come underneath to the X receiver. If he squats and he stays low, then he'll come over the top and try to hit the dig route to the A receiver. Our next route is the 8 route. This is a high-low combination that we're bringing from different sides of the formation. Once again, we can bring either the X or the A or the Y or the Z underneath or over top on this route, and it'll depend on what letter we tag. Right here, we've tagged A to come underneath and Y to go over the top. What we're trying to do here, play side, is once again, Z has got the post route, and it's an alert call for the quarterback. If he feels like pre-snap that we can hit the home run with the Z on the post route, then that's what we're going to take. If not, he's going to come back and he's going to read the high-low combination between the A and the Y. Once again, the Y on the dig route is going to force an outside release to 10 yards, and if it's zone, he's going to try to come across and sit in a window. If it's man, he's going to try to continue off and run away from it. Our A receiver will run a shallow cross underneath. He's taught to run underneath the linebackers, never be deeper than 2 to 3 yards deep, and continue across. He will never stop on this route in a window. He will continue across. Another coaching point for the A receiver is he will not look back to the quarterback until he has crossed the center. We tell him not to look to the quarterback until he feels like he's in an open area and can get the football. And what we teach here is what we call an eyes concept. Once he throws his eyes to the quarterback and they make eye contact, that tells the quarterback that he's ready for the football. Backside X is going to run a takeoff. If we have bump coverage, he could take that throw. And if he has any type of man-to-man situation, he could give him a hand signal of one of our 3-step routes where we would not have to change the protection. Our last drop back route is the 9 route, and this is a flood route concept. Once again, our Z is going to be on a takeoff. It's going to be a yes or no for the quarterback. If he feels like he can beat his defender deep, then we'll take a chance and throw the deep ball. If it's a no, then he will not look back to that Z receiver again, and he's out of the play. Our Y receiver is going to take the quickest release, and he's going to run a 10-yard out. If he has any type of hard bump coverage or man coverage, or even a defender that's trying to wall him off to the inside, we teach our Y to try to be as physical as he possibly can on this route, and he wants to try to create separation on his break. Our running back is going to run a shoot route, and he's going to try to look for the football. As soon as he makes his cut outside the offensive tackle area, he's going to get his eyes back to the quarterback as soon as possible. Our A receiver is going to come back inside just like on the stick route, our 1 route, and he's going to replace the Mike linebacker. Our X receiver is the hot receiver. He'll run a slant unless he's given another hand signal to change his route. What we're trying to do right here is stretch the defense to the sideline, and we're going to read the defender over the Y receiver. If he carries the Y receiver, then we should hit the running back in the flat right now on the shoot. If they overplay it with the Mike and the Sam to the Y and the B, then he should come back to A as his third read. Any type of hot pressure, he'll go to X. These routes are what we call our action routes. By action, that means that we are faking a particular run play, and then the quarterback is going to try to break containment and get outside the box with his running ability. We will either pull a guard for protection, or he will be completely naked off of the action, depending on what we see from the play side defensive end and the backside defensive end. The first one I have drawn up right here is off our inside zone action. The quarterback's going to fake inside zone to the right, and he's going to run a naked bootleg or a naked option back to the left. The quarterback on this has got the option to either run or throw the football. Primarily, we use the flood route off of this route, a 3-level route, and don't try to get real fancy with this and just try to keep it simple. The offensive line will execute gap blocking schemes. If it's 22, they'll all block the gap to their right. If it was 23, they would all block the gap to their left. Right here, we're using 22. This is 22 nasty, so we're faking the action to the right, which is 22, and the quarterback is naked bootleg back to the left. The offensive line would block the gap to their right. Our X receiver's running a takeoff. Our A receiver's running what we call a hide route. He's going to come inside. It's very similar to the whip route, and he's going to be 5 to 6 yards deep. Our Y receiver is going to be the crosser, and he's going to try to be at 10 to 12 yards when he crosses the center, and he's going to climb to 15 to 16 yards all the way across the field. Basically, the quarterback has got the run-pass option here. He can take a quick glance at the deep ball, and then he's going to try to read the A or the Y for the combination there, depending on where the defender's playing, whether he wants to throw it underneath or over the top. We tell our quarterback if we're using a guard to pull with him, then he can look deep to short. If it is a naked action where he's out there by himself, then he wants to look short to deep and try to get the short throw first, since he has no protection out there. Once he breaks containment, we like to see our quarterback run to try to put a lot of pressure on the defense. Here's another combination of the nasty out of a 2-back set where we're using our fullback to pin the defensive end. Now he's slipping out in the flat, and the route stays exactly the same for the rest of our wide receivers. X is on the takeoff, Y is on the climb, and Z is on the post. Now, with the fullback protecting the quarterback should have a lot easier job of breaking containment and getting on the corner and putting pressure on the defense. Now, this is the difference in the protection here. This is bandit. In bandit, the quarterback is now using a guard to pull out and lead him as a protector. What we do in our bandit protection is our running back, after he comes off his fake, is now responsible for B gap, and he will take place of the right guard blocking responsibility-wise. So now he'll replace the guard in B gap, and the guard will now pull. He's going to try to gain depth. Once he clears the A gap, he's going to get a little deeper, and he's going to try to protect the quarterback. The guard will read the defensive end. If the defensive end comes up the field, then he will kick out the defensive end, and the quarterback will set up inside. If the defensive end squeezes, then the guard will log him, which should allow the quarterback to get on the perimeter. The good thing about this, whether we change the protection or not, the route stays identical. In this situation, we're using bandit protection. This is 22 bandit, and we have the exact same route as we did on 22 nasty. So everything stays the same for all of our players. The next part of our passing game is our play-action passing game. Our play-action passing game, we like to use out of a 1-back or 2-back. A lot of times we're under center in this situation. We like to do this off of our own end zone coming out. Number one, to give us a little bit better protection, but it also gives us a chance to throw the deep ball with a 7-man protection, because both of our running backs, when they come off the fake, will stay in, and they will check release before they get into their pass route. We're going to use the exact same protection as we do in 70 and 80. Our play side will be big on big, and our back side will be a slide protection, which gives us good solid protection all the way across. Once again, our routes off of the play action are going to be deeper routes, and we're trying to put the ball down the field more. I'm going to show you two of our favorite routes off of our play action. Our first one is what we call cap, which stands for comeback. Whichever side we're throwing to, right here we've got 314 cap, and our Z receiver is going to run an 18-yard comeback. He's going to try to press, he's going to try to sell the deep route, and at 18 yards he's going to plant and come back to the football. Once he plants, again, the quarterback's got to have great timing on this throw, and he wants to throw it outside to the wide receiver. Never want to throw this ball inside. When the ball is put in the air, the receiver should be out of his break, and it should be great timing. Once he comes back to it at 15 to 16, the ball should already be there. Our inside receiver is going to force an inside release to hold the flat defender, curl flat defender, and he's going to run an option route inside. That's our second option for our quarterback. If for some reason the curl flat defender really reads this play well and he jumps under the comeback, then we should come back inside to the wide receiver. Our fullback is going to check release or chip release on the defensive end. He's going to give him a good bump before he releases into the flat. Our tailback is going to make a great fake. He's responsible for first linebacker inside. If that guy comes, he's going to block him. If not, he'll curl up over the middle. Our backside receiver will run a post route on cap. That's what cap stands for, come back and post. And we will at times tag it. We would say 314 cap X to alert the quarterback that we want to fake it to the right, but we're going to throw the post back to the left. The second play action I'll show you here is 314 or 315 push. Push stands for double post. This has been a really good route for us, and it's good against one safety or two safeties. What we tell our wide receiver versus one or two safeties, he's going to try to cross the safety nearest him. He's going to try to cross his face to try to hold him to give Z nearly a quarter of the field to work with right here. We're both going to get to 10 to 12 yards before we break off into our post route. The Z should run more of a skinny post, and he should never cross the hash. Again, our fullback's going to check release. He's going to bump and go into the flat, and our tailback is going to check inside linebacker to hook up. Our X is going to run a turn route on the backside. What we're trying to do here is throw the deep ball either to Y or Z on the post route, depending on what the safety on that side does. If the safety gets off the hash to honor Z, then we should come back inside to Y. If he stays with Y, then we should hit the skinny post to Z. The next big part of our offense is our screen game. Since we do throw the ball quite a bit, one of the ways that we can really slow down the pass rush is with our screen game. The screen game has been very good to us. We've had a lot of really big plays come off of this. It's a high percentage throw for us because we spend 10 minutes a day in practice working on our screen game. A big part of the screen game is the quarterback being a good actor and drawing the defense to himself to open up the screen throws. The first screen I have right here is 33-43 boy. This is the screen that we throw off of our three-step game. We want to make it look just like our three-step pass protection, where we can get the defense in the mode that we're in a three-step route. The quarterback is going to give a little bit more ground here and try to draw the defense to him. Basically what we're doing right here, the running back was in our 30 and 40 protection is responsible for the end man on the line of scrimmage. He's going to block the end man on the line of scrimmage, and he's going to try to make him an outside rusher and force him outside. He's got to be a great actor, making the defender feel like he's really defeated him, and then he's going to slip back inside, and we tell the running back to find the eyes of the quarterback. The quarterback will not throw the football to the running back until he sees his eyes. This helps us prevent from any bad throws or any turnovers by throwing it to a defensive lineman. The offensive line have very simple rules on this. They're going to block the gap to their left or right. Right here we've got 43 boy, so they would have a loosey call. They're going to block the gap to their left. How we teach this is if you have a down lineman and your immediate gap to your inside, you're going to block that down lineman all the way until the whistle blows. If you slide down to the gap to your inside and you do not have a down lineman, then you're going to climb up to the second level and you're responsible for the linebacker that's head up to inside of you. So even if they're in man coverage, we should have a great opportunity to get a lineman on the linebacker or safety that is responsible for the running back. Our next screen right here is 600, 700. 600 and 700 is a screen that we'll use mostly out of shotgun. We're going to flash fake the inside zone opposite of the direction we're going to throw the screen. Our play side tackle is going to come inside and then get back outside as quickly as he possibly can. This screen is really only good versus an off corner or a soft corner. It's very difficult to throw because you're trying to get an offensive lineman out on the corner if they have a hard corner. Probably our number one screen is our 800 and 900 screen, which we also call Rambo or Limbo. Rambo to the right, Limbo to the left. This is what we call our tunnel screen. Our play side receiver right here, we've got Limbo or 900 drawn up. Our X receiver is going to take 3 steps upfield. He's going to retrace, and he's going to catch this ball on or slightly behind the line of scrimmage. I have found that the best receivers to run this are ones that are fearless. Some guys don't have the intestinal fortitude to run this route because you're coming back inside towards the defense, and certain guys are better at it than others. Our A receiver is responsible for the corner. He's going to try to block the curl flat defender as long as he can until he comes off on the corner. If we have a hard corner, then he will go immediately to the corner and block him and try to get a kick out block on him. Our play side tackle is going to set, and he's either going to use a club technique to try to get the defensive end down, or he's going to use a cut block. But the key for the play side tackle is to try to draw the defensive end up the field as much as possible. Our play side guard is going to be responsible for the number 2 defender to the play side. He's going to release flat down the line of scrimmage after a 1,001, 1,002 count. And again, he's going to try to cut block the second level defender who's in the alley. The center is responsible for the number 3 guy to the play side on the second level. He's going to use the 1,001, 1,002 count. He's going to release flat, and he's going to try to get that guy on the ground if possible. Our backside guard is we're going to use as a trash guy. He's going to set for 1,001, 1,002. He's going to come flat down the line, and if there's any defensive linemen that are trailing the play, he's going to use a peel back technique to try to pick those guys up. Our backside offensive tackle will stay on the block until the whistle blows, and our 2 backside receivers are going to go to the second or third level defenders. Our running back will either use a flash fake off our inside zone, or we will swing him opposite the play. The quarterback wants to draw the defensive to him slightly. He wants to look opposite the direction we're throwing the screen, and he wants to try to draw the defense to him. Another key to this, he wants to make a crisp, accurate throw to the receiver catching the screen to give him a chance to beat the defense. Another quick screen we have outside is river and lake. What we're doing here, we're just taking the ball immediately under center and using a direct throw to our X and Z receiver. It's a quick throw. Again, this is only good versus a soft corner, and we're just trying to get one-on-one matchup with our Z or an X. We're not blocking the corner. It's the Z or X responsibility to try to beat the corner one-on-one. In all these screens, we're looking for 5 yards. Anything after 5 yards we feel like is a big play for us. Rabbit and leopard is our slip screen to our running back. What we're doing on this with our Z and our Y, we are going to crack block with those guys. Our Z is going to crack the safety nearest him. Our Y is going to crack the first linebacker inside of him. Our play side tackle is going to set, and he's going to either cut or club the defensive end up the field. Our center and guard are going to be the leaders of the screen. They want to come flat, and they want to get as quickly as they can to the sideline. We like to run this screen play to the short side of the field because we feel like we've got better leverage and our offensive linemen block better in a short area of space better than they would to the wide side of the field where the defender has more room to negotiate. Our backside people, our backside guard is going to once again be our trash guy. He's going to come flat down the line and peel back for any trailing defensive linemen that have recognized the screen, and our backside tackle will block to the whistle's blown. Again, our quarterback is going to drop straight back. He's going to drift slightly to the side of the screen pass, and again, he's going to find the eyes of the running back before he throws the ball. Our running back has got to do a great job of being patient on this screen. He's got to get behind the play side guard. He's got to hesitate, and he does not want to release until the guard releases, and he should be right with the guard as far as spacing goes. Our last screen pass is what we call our rocket and laser screen. This is a screen that we would primarily check to at the line of scrimmage if we have an uncovered inside receiver situation. Anytime we have an uncovered where the linebacker does not bump out and cover our slot receiver, then this is when we would check to this play. The slot is going to drop step crossover, and he's going to run to gain width to the sideline and try to get as wide as he can, as quick as he can. Our widest receiver, either our Z or an X, will block the most dangerous defender. He will either crack back on the linebacker or strong safety, or he'll block the corner, depending on the leverage of the defender covering the Y or the A. So he wants to block the most dangerous receiver, try to stalk block him, stay on his feet, and let the A or the Y get up the sideline. All right, starting with the film here, we're going to start with our three-step game, and this is the hitch route. Okay, we're going to use 30 and 40 protection like we talked about earlier with the slide protection, with the running back either coming over the top. The quarterback is going to pre-snap read the corners, wherever the softest corner is. The slot receiver should take an inside release to hold this defender right here. He's hitting off his third step right here. He decided to go left right here. And there's pretty good timing on the throw. That's what we want. As he turns, the ball's there. Receiver probably could have got a little bit more depth on his route. Here's the back shot of it. We used a Ricky call here, which means all the offensive linemen are sliding to the gap to the right. The running back's over the top. Okay. We're in 11 personnel here again. Here's the hitch. Pre-snap read. We've got a lot more leverage here with this corner. It's a lot softer to the left and to the right, so he goes that side. Like to see that receiver catch the ball and stay to the outside. Protection-wise, again, we made a Ricky call. Everybody sliding to the right. Running back's over the top. I'd like to see that running back more aggressive right there. Okay, reading the two corners right here, pre-snap. Shortest throws here, so he's going to that side. The slot receiver took an inside release to hold this defender right here, and it opened up the throwing lane nicely right here. Catch it, get outside, you got one defender, get up the field. We made 9 yards there. Here's the back shot for the protection. Right there, we made a loosey call. All right, here we are in a two-back set. Okay, here's the hitch. He read this guy that he was coming right here inside, so that opens up the window right here. Good job by the receiver pressing the outside number, catching it, getting up the field north and south. Okay, here's the tight shot. With our two backs in the backfield, we're both going to block to the right here. Offensive line will slide to the left, block the gap to their left on a loosey call. All right, again, we're in a 3-by-2 set. He should be coming down here to the short side of the field versus the soft corner. A little late on the throw, but good job of catching it, getting north and south. A little lazy with the footwork there of the quarterback. He needs to be a little bit firmer with his feet. All right, this is going to be the one route, which is our out route. So we're running 10 to 12 yards out here, inside release here, blocking with both backs. All right, he felt like there was pressure coming, so he checked the backs up for protection. Nice throw and catch here. Pretty good timing on the throw. And what we tell our quarterback, if we feel like there's pressure coming, we're going to put our backs up right now to give them a better opportunity to block somebody. Our backs are usually not great pass blockers, so we want to give them a little bit of an edge and let them get on the defender a little quicker. Okay, here it is against bump man. He's going to the seam route because the defender jumped outside right there. He hits the seam. In this particular play, we used a wide receiver to come back inside to help us protect. So we got two guys blocking off the edge. Nice throw right there in the seam. Okay, once again, he felt like there was pressure coming. He's checked him up. He's going to come to the out route right here. Good throw and catch. Again, we're trying to get to 10 and rolling it to 12. All right, this is what we call our trade route right here. If we feel like we get a matchup, we're going to run him vertical and we're going to run him on the 10 to 12 yard out. Bringing another receiver in for protection. Good route right there. Good timing on the throw. So what we're doing here, we're getting man free or one safety look. So we're just going to run what we call one trade, and we're running the inside guy on the out route. As you can see, we're getting a lot of different looks up here. That's why we like slide protection, is because of all the different looks that we're getting from defenses. We're bringing another wide receiver in there for protection purposes to make sure that we get it protected up really nice. All right, here it is out of a 3-by-1 set. He's checking his running back up. All right, now we're running what we call the 2 route. This is our slant bubble combination. Okay, now out of a 3-by-1 set, we're going to have a double slant here with the number 3 guy running the bubble. We're going to read this defender right here. If this guy jumps the bubble, it should leave the slant open right here, which it did. Okay, he did want to come backside to this slant because this safety's rolled down in this window. Nice execution. It all starts with the protection, though. That's the beauty of the 3-step passing game, is the protection is very solid, and our quarterback gets very few hits while we're throwing these routes. Checking his back up. Okay, we're going to go to the 2 route. Okay, once again, we're going to read that defender right here. He jumps the bubble. It opens up the window for the slant. There's a tight look at the protection. All right, the next route's our 3 route, which is our verticals. It's not exactly like we drew it up on the field, but we had good success right here. So what we're doing right here, we're working for our landmarks across the field, trying to run 4 verticals. Scrambles out and comes back and finds the guy. Probably could have stayed in the pocket a little longer. Okay, here we go. They've come up and they're in some type of man pressure right here. We got him up tight, so he's going to check to the 3 route and throwing the fade. Nice throw and catch. We're in a 2 tight end set here, so our protection should be real good. They've walked both of their safeties up tight. We got one-on-one coverage with the corners. Good job by the quarterback putting it in a good spot. They're bringing pressure off the corner. They got a soft safety right here, so that's a good, easy throw right there for positive yardage versus the blitz. Good job of the quarterback recognizing where the pressure's coming from, getting the ball out of his hand quick. They're showing 6 guys. We don't have but 5 blockers, so he knows he's got to get rid of it quick. Okay, here's our 5 route. The 5 route, we're taking outside release fades by the outside receivers. It's the quick out by our inside receivers. Okay, he decided to go outside right here. It's against cover 2. The corner allows the guy to get a good outside release, make a good throw and catch. I'd like to see our running back be a lot more aggressive right here. He's real soft in the protection. He should end up on the most inside defender right there. Okay, we're going to run the 5 route. Then when we run to a 5-man side, or 3-man side, we're going to run 2 verticals over here now. He's going to outside release and run the seam. He's going to run the out. We're going to read this defender right here. If he carries the seam route, we'll throw the out. If he jumps the out, then we'll throw the seam. Okay, he turned his back, so we throw the out. Good read by the quarterback. Okay, 5-man protection. They're not bringing but 3. I hope you enjoyed the video that you just watched on the Henderson State University offense. If there's any concerns or questions that you may have, please feel free to give me a call at your convenience to discuss these matters. If not, good luck in the upcoming season, and I hope to see you down the road.